Spoiler alert! This video contains spoilers. If you are a person who minds spoilers, we suggest you read the book first, unless you don't mind spoilers. Hey GDC Fam, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is Gifted Diamond Creations. We are a YouTube channel about, faith-based content, business content, and book reviews. And this segment is called the Book Club GDC, where we review certain books from our GDC book club. And on today's episode, we'll be doing just that, reviewing a book. So my name is Nozibele, and I'm so happy to have you here. If you are not subscribed yet, then that means that you're not part of our GDC fam. So to become part of our GDC fam, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we have a video that we upload, so that you can always, stay updated with what we have on. Okay, so I'd also like to, before we start with the video today, I'd like to really apologize, for the delay in this review, because this review has been delayed quite a bit, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm working on it, and I realize that it's really something that's probably an inconvenience to you, and I'd really like to apologize. And I would like to promise you fully that going forward, I'll definitely do better, and with new improvements. And we have a ring light, which is what actually makes possible this nice view that we have of this video. It's this ring light. Very grateful for that. That's partly been one of my delays. It's really hard to shoot without a ring light. I've been trying to do, or like a tripod or something. I've been trying my hardest to do it for the past couple of videos, but the final product did not make me happy, to a point where I didn't really want to do another video like that. So that's partly been my delays. Others have been the business of life, and how then creating content has become a bit busy because there's limited time and a lot of other stuff that I need to do. So unfortunately, this became very difficult for me to sit down and actually do. To remedy that, there's definitely a better plan in terms of my content, and I can assure you that from now on I won't be as scarce, so you won't be missing me as much, because there'll be frequent uploads. And less apologies on my end, so I really hope that I'm forgiven. Okay, then moving along to today's book review. It's this book here that I really enjoyed. So this is a book by Nozibele Mayaba, and the name of the book is called Positively Me. Allow me to please read from the back, the back cover. So there's a piece here about her, so I just want to read quickly before I dive into the review for today. Okay, so it says, "My name is Nozibele Mayaba, and I am HIV positive. I am a devout Christian who did everything by the book, worked hard, got good marks, found a steady job, and helped to make life better for my family. In our neighborhood, I was the girl other parents pointed to as a role model. Until a few months before my diagnosis at age 22, I was a virgin. Women like me don't get HIV, but then I did. It took me years to accept my new reality. Speaking out freed me and completely changed my life. Being HIV positive wasn't my first challenge, and it won't be my last. But it has been the hardest. It also taught me an important lesson. Behind every statistic is a person with a name, a family, a story, and this is my story. My name is Nozibele Mayaba. I am HIV positive, and I am still positively me. An HIV positive diagnosis may no longer be a death sentence, but it still changes everything. In this frank, vulnerable memoir, as told to acclaimed writer Sunyati, activist and TV host Nozibele Mayaba talks about finding purpose when you think your life has come to an end. And then it shares a bit about the author. At the bottom here, it says that Nozibele Mayaba is an HIV activist, internationally recognized podcaster, speaker, and TV host. Her TV show, #Yes, I Have HIV on Honey, helped many to disclose their HIV status to their loved ones. Nozibele lives in Johannesburg with her husband and her son. So, a little backstory of how I actually even got introduced to the author. So, I found her video on YouTube. Just gonna fix this bit. So I found her YouTube video that she posted promoting the book, I guess, but also sharing her story. It was, I guess, her coming out to the world type of video. It was in black and white, and she talked about her journey and her life. And I remember the first thing that I was attracted to was how beautiful this lady is, you know, that attracted me to this video, and how well spoken she is, and how full of light, you know, she is. And so when I heard her story, and that she was intentionally infected or deliberately infected with HIV by a then partner, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, like, how does a woman who has gone through something like that, you know, still radiate with so much light and so much goodness, in spite of those things, in spite of that thing that she went through? And I was interested to know, like, how did she get through it, you know? And so I started watching more of her stuff, followed on social media, and you know, even subscribed to her YouTube channel, and started watching her stuff. And it made sense when she said that she believes in God. He definitely held her hand through it and walked with her, and she never shies away from even mentioning herself, how her relationship with God helped get her through, you know, that terrible ordeal. So what a ride this book has been. What a ride. I have a few notes here that I'll keep looking down just to make sure that I won't miss anything, but mostly, you know, I'll be looking at the camera. What a ride this story was, right? So many things that this lady has gone through that have left me sad, but also there have been glimpses of hope in her story. You know, it's the kind of story that is honest, right? It's educational. You know, it makes you stop, it makes you think. Sometimes you're angry even at her, at, you know, the other people, and you find yourself also smiling, you know, while also crying. So it was just one of those things. Or even if it's like not real like crying tears, but smiling, you know, through your tears as well, right? Whether it be tears of joy, or whatever. There is so much strength in owning your story. And I think that's one of the things that I encourage a lot when it comes to Gifted Diamond Creations and the content that we create here, is the importance of testimony. And this is what she's doing, you know, at a larger scale, that is, to the world. And what I love mostly about her and this book and her story as a whole is that everybody can get something, whether it is that you are HIV positive or not. You can still get something here, because she speaks about family dynamics, she speaks about career, she speaks about education, she speaks about, you know, social ills and issues, she speaks about, you know, family, she speaks about love. So everybody can get something when it comes to this book. So that's what I really enjoyed about it. Listen, I read this book, right, knowing full well some of the things that she mentions here, and especially this important part, because I mean, even the cover says that positively me, and it says that, you know, daring to live and love beyond HIV. So you know that she's HIV positive. But the way in which she narrates the story here, it's like you're sitting with the big sister and she's just sharing a story. I know I always say this about these books, but it's mostly because that's what autobiographies feel like to me. It feels like you're sitting down and you're chatting with a friend or sister or someone, and they're just narrating to you their story, you know, from their point of view. So when she starts the story, she speaks about, you know, her parents, firstly, her parents, right, because to know how she came about, you need to know her parents. So she touches a bit about her parents, and then her upbringing, you know, her relationship with parents, her upbringing, and then also to the other phases of her life. So by the time she gets to a point where now she finds out that she's HIV positive, she's 22. And I'm just like, man, not this. You know, this lady's already gone through so much, you know, and now she has to deal with this, and she's so young. 22 is a baby, man. 22 is a baby. Like, 22 is young to be going through such things. But when I look at the trajectory of her life, as unfair as it may be, she's had to go through a lot of adult things at a very young age. So we could, I guess, beg to differ to say that at that age she wasn't going to be able to overcome it. She clearly did, but it's still young. You know, it's still young. Yes, we see her at younger ages even do things that most of her peers weren't able to do at that time, and comprehend and understand things to the level that she did when it came to sacrificing for her family and ensuring that she is that person that helps bridge the gap, the many gaps that the social ills in our country create for our families. Even though she could comprehend like that, it was still something that was hard for her to deal with, because she was young. She was young. But she shares a scripture that I want to read right now. She shares a scripture, and I think it helped her quite a lot in terms of comprehend. It helped her quite a lot with coming to terms with her status and her now new, I guess, her now new life. So it's from Genesis 50, and the verse is 20. It says, I'm reading from the NIV version, and then I'll read from the version that I'm not sure which version this is. I'm going to read mine from my NIV, and then I'm going to read the one from the book. It's not Bible study. I saved those for the podcast, but I just want to share these two scriptures quickly. It says the following. So it's Genesis 50 verse 20, NIV version. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. And this is taken from the story of Joseph, saying from the story of Joseph, when his brothers who had, betrayed him come now, and they realize who he is, and they recognize him, and they see that, oh, he's alive, and they see what God has done with his life, when they left him for dead and continued with their lives, right? They apologize to him, and they really feel bad about what they've done, but we see that Joseph chose to forgive. And this now in verse 20, he's summing it up, and he's saying that, no, it's fine. What you thought was meant to harm me, God actually used it for good. You intended it for harm, but God used it for good. And from the version that the extract in her book says, it says, what you meant for evil, God intended it for good, for the saving of many lives. I see it. I see the pain she had to go through all life being turned into this beautiful purpose. I see this thing that was meant to be very painful for her, and somewhat maybe was meant to even make her not want to continue to hope for more, to continue to go out and pursue the many things that she's pursued in her life and been able to achieve. I see how God has used that for good, in the many lives that she's been able to touch and influence and impact, beyond just people who are also living with HIV and dealing with their new realities, or some that even, were born HIV positive. She has influence and impact to people to other people as well, to a huge number of people as well. Just amazing, man. That's just amazing. And it's truly grace. It's truly grace. It's something only God can do. and it's really amazing to witness this great testimony of this lady's life. And what a gift her vulnerability has been for all of us, because in her honesty and sharing what she's gone through, we're able to see parts of ourselves even in her story. And she loves to say that I hope you, because I went to the book launch, right? She likes to say that, you know, she hopes that we find parts of ourselves in this book. And she even said it in the acknowledgements. And you know what? You do. I did. So I'm sure many other people do. And I think that's what makes her more lovable and relatable, because everybody can find something in her that they can relate to. And that's real. That's real. So many of us now are either affected by HIV or infected, right? So there's something that we can all take from this with that aspect, but many other things, like I've said, that we can learn from her, because she speaks about family dynamics, she speaks about, you know, career, she speaks about ambition, she speaks about social ills, and right, love also, you know, Christian values and the dynamics where that's concerned, and, you know, many other things. The book is not just about HIV, right? It's about shame, it's about healing, it's about faith, it's about finding your voice again when you feel like it's been snatched. And there are many things that can snatch away your voice, not just things like, you know, finding out something as heartbreaking as a diagnosis of a chronic illness such as HIV. I have a few favorite quotes from the book that I'd like to share. So, one of my favorite parts about the book was how detailed she goes into her relationship with her dad, and how that actually had greater influence and impact in other areas of her life as well. You see that this is a lady that has really had to sit with this and really see, identify, you know, the impact that this has caused in her life, and also come to terms with the fact that, you know, injalo, you know, it's like that. There's nothing she can do about it. But heal from that, forgive, and then move forward. And with the various aspects in her life where she's seen that those things have affected her in those areas of her life, to deal with that as well. But to, yeah, it's very honest. So you can really see that she's someone who really has reflected and continues to reflect when it comes to her life. You know, unfortunately, it's one of those issues that a lot of us, a lot of people can relate to, you know, not having a good relationship with a parent, and especially a father. Oh, those broke me. Those moments broke me when she would share them. It's so sad that so many can relate to this. And to just see, man, the effects of not having a healthy relationship with a parent, especially a father, can do to you and impact and influence you even when you go to romantic relationships and other relationships in your life. There's a quote that she has on page 20 of the book that I also want to share. So she says, "I wanted to reach out and hug Ma, but I was numb. I was also afraid of how she might react to the gesture. Expressing attention was not done in our family. There were no hugs and kisses or I love yous. I would be much older when I come to realize that my love language was physical touch and words of affirmation, things I was starved growing up." Shoo. It also makes you even question the whole idea of love languages then. How do we come about to even gaining, you know, or figuring out what our love languages are, what dictates that, and so forth. But I guess I digress, and that would be, I guess, a conversation for another day, but that made me reflect. And then another quote from the book, I want to share another scripture. It's Esther 4 verse 14, and it reads as follows: "For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." It reminds me of how it's not us who choose how God uses our story, or how he uses us, to be exact. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about God getting glory from our lives and our stories, and in turn, it helping other people. And by virtue of him using us, we get to also benefit. But the main goal is not for us to gain any credit or anything like that. It's not about us. It's mainly about the people that he wants to help through us, so that he may get the glory for it. No matter what that looks like. No matter what that looks like. That's purpose. That's purpose. That's purpose. That's true purpose. When it's not about you, it's not about, what you would like. It's not about what you'd like to protect even sometimes, but it's about what God wants to use in your story and for him to get the glory and the benefit. So this just reminded me of that. So where can you actually get your copy? So you can get your copy on all the major bookstores in South Africa. And I know that it's also available on Loot. I got my copy at Loot. It was on sale, so it's less than this retail price that I'm also going to share just now. It's also available on TakeALot. TakeALot did have a special as well, but it was like, it was last year, so I'm not sure if they still have it now. And then also Amazon. I'm not sure if Amazon has, but by the time I post this episode, I would have verified this information, and you will find it in the description section of this video. And then I'll share the links as well. To where you can actually make your purchases. So the retail price for this book was 310 Rand. That was back then. So I want to just check if is the retail price still the same, and where you can get it for sale if the sales are still running. And yeah, that's it. So I purchased mine at Loot, and I had the privilege of being able to meet the author at one of her book launches. So she had a couple of book launches around the country. So I was privileged. She also came to my city, and guess what? I got myself a signed copy. And that was really special. I got a signed copy, chatted with her for a bit, even took some pictures. I definitely want to include, these pictures in this video, or in the I've been out for so long, I've forgotten some terminology. But the thing that you do, and you make the cover of this video when you post it. I forgot what that is called. Maybe I'll include those pictures there, or I'll share them somewhere here in this video, whichever works. So maybe I'll share it here, I don't know. But it was so nice to meet her. She is such a light. She's so sweet, and I was amazed at how many people were in that room. But I kid you not, each and every single person that was there, she was able to give, a smile to, chat to, genuinely so, and made you feel seen. So we share is Dugoke. So her surname is Ukamgana, but her dad's surname is Umhlanga. And Umhlanga is actually Istuko Sam, Sngoskhosana. Sngoskhosana, Sngomsikamhlanga, Sngo Mtungwa, Sngonovapi. And then I forgot the others, right? So she took her dad's clan names. Yeah, she took her dad's clan names, but she has her mom's surname. So even that, you know, mentioning that to her, because obviously going to be excited about, oh, we actually have the same clan name, and shame the way she even entertained that. She was so happy, and she mentioned all the clan names. I'm just like, oh, you are such a light, man. God bless you. She's such a light. And even when we were done chatting, she was like, okay, KMC, bye-bye, KMC, and Koseva. I'm just like, oh man, you are just lovely. She's just lovely. She's absolutely lovely. So it was really great meeting her. And that lady's honesty is really, it's amazing. The honesty, you know, the way people were just so happy in that room, and we all just gelled. It was nice. It was chats, pictures, you know, dancing, singing. It was amazing. And I think it's just a reflection of the type of person that she is, because there was no one in that room that didn't bring those vibes that she brings. So it just goes to say that you attract the energy that you are. Not all the time, but it's quite seldom that the people that are mostly attracted to you and to your light don't have that light as well, or want to rather be that light as well. I hope I'm making sense, but anyways, it was nice. I enjoyed that. Okay, and then that's it. That's our book review. That's our book review. Have you read it with us while we were reading? If you did, please comment down below and just mention down in the comment section, and just mention what your favorite part was about the book. If you haven't read the book yet, after this review, is it a book that you'd like to read? Just comment down below and then let us know. And then if you have read it, what was your favorite part about the book? Yeah, if you haven't read the book but you know the author, what do you most like about the author? Because I feel like I like those as well. So just comment down below and just let us know. Do you know the author? You might not know the book, you might be interested in the book, but you might want to share something about the author. You're also welcome to share down below what you love about the author. Okay, do hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and share it to somebody else that you know that might be interested in it. And thank you so much for watching till this end of this video. I really appreciate it, and for your continuous support thus far. We are growing, you know, a bit slowly, but we're growing, and I'm really excited about that. So please encourage other people to also subscribe and join, man, and let's grow this family, and let's engage, and let's just share together. Yeah, there'll be another upload soon. So enjoy that treat, and that's me just making up for lost time, and setting the tone for the type of consistency that I want moving forward. And I hope then you'll see my heart, and you'll see my intentionality when it comes to this channel, and seeing it grow, and obviously to doing good by you, my supporters. Yeah, so until next time, the next video, love God, love each other, I love you, and you'll see me on the next one. Bye bye.